It's fucking.
Welcome again. This Atlantis presentation.
There's a location in the Western Saharan Desert of Mauritania called the Rishat structure.
Did you go there?
No. So I have to give them a shout out. David Stig Hansen went there. It is a gutsy trip.
So much that points to that possibly being Atlantis.
I'm David Stig Hansen. I've been to the Rishat structure now. I'm driven by an urgent need to share a discovery that might just redefine our understanding of our forgotten. I've started as a Google Earther in this region, but I've put my boots on the ground to explore what appears to be evidence of a megalithic primordial advanced civilization.
In a previous life, David Stig Hansen wrote a book in Taipei under the pen name Gitz Ferrari called Not SARS Your Sex, a non-porn, non-sex tourism look at life in Taipei during the SARS outbreak of 2002. This book doesn't just draw parallels, it literally demonstrates that the COVID-19 narrative is almost a repeat of the SARS 2002 narrative, highlighting both the Wuhan lab and wet market origins and wet market origins of Not SARS Your Sex is available for free on Amazon Kindle. The sequel, The Oil Sands of Alberta, is also available, and a third book is on the way. Stay tuned for more adventures, and don't forget to subscribe and share.
Stop what you're doing and subscribe immediately to David Stig Hansen's YouTube channel at youtube.com/at. If you're interested in uncovering one of the greatest mysteries in history, this is the place in history. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button right now. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button right now. Make sure to like and share the videos. Make sure to like and share the videos to help spread this groundbreaking information.
Yo, now we're there. There was an echo. You heard
what's up, everybody? It's Fat Jesus Live. What's going on?
We got already 7 viewers. That's awesome. 8 viewers. That's awesome.
That was a crazy intro, man. What's going on with that, dude?
Was there an echo? I'm sorry about the echo. You know what? I know the echo is because I don't know.
Woo! Yeah.
Bro, that shit had me rolling out, bro.
I was like, crazy, dude. I was rolling. I was like, woo! Down the road. Let's go, baby.
Go. I'm back. I'm back.
Are you ready? Everybody ready? Let's go.
I'm back. What are we doing? We're talking about the Earth. Let's fucking add it to the stage. Boom. That's the fucking planet. Now, Fat Jesus Live, you were bogging me. You're like, stink. Oh. We're going to talk about the fucking Sahara Desert. Let's talk about the fucking Sahara Desert.
Check your blood pressure. Check your blood pressure.
Let's talk about my blood pressure.
This is gonna have a stroke or a fucking heart attack on here, man. Bro, where you at?
No, I got shit under control. I'm done. I'm fine.
You do, brother. Yes, you do. Go.
Fuck. Look at this shit. That's the Sahara Desert. You know it? You think you know it? Who dat? Is that guy black?
I would not want to get stuck out there. That's all I gotta know.
I'm racist. Is that guy black or is he British?
I am British. Hello.
How about that guy in the middle of the Sahara Desert? Look at him. I'm a British man in the middle of the Sahara Desert.
That's crazy, man. How many people have lost their lives out there?
A shit ton, for sure.
How many people lost their minds out there? Stig, have you ever been out into the Sahara Desert?
Not here, but yes, 4 times. And yes, I was detained by the Mauritanian government a year ago. April Fools. You call me a fool?
No, I don't believe. I believe you, bro. You were in the Sahara Desert. I mean, were you close to Morocco at the time?
Morocco is Atlantis. I went to it.
Really? So those are the remnants of the Atlanteans? Those and the Egyptians? You think?
Egypt is Egypt. Morocco is Morocco. I believe Morocco is Atlantis. I believe that the Atlanteans had sway over the Egyptians, meaning they were occupying Egypt when the cataclysm occurred.
Interesting. So, I mean, if Atlantis really was in the Sahara Desert, wouldn't they have the most advanced technological feats in Morocco, such as like the latest pharmaceuticals and stuff like that? Do we even know there's pharmaceutical companies out of Morocco?
Sure, there are. I bought eye drops in Mauritania. I bought drugs from a pharmaceutical in Mauritania. They have the same situation going on. I wouldn't call it exactly the same. It's probably better than the situation we were in the USA with pharmacies and the medical situation. But when I talk about you say all that, I don't believe that it's the cataclysm was a reset. That was finished, in my opinion. Who else is on this fucking comments?
That's Alex.
Who's that?
Alex is doing a shout out to you.
Bernie has been compromised. Is he Bernie?
Bernie
owes me an apology. Come on now. Okay. Anyways,
I think everybody's been compromised with information. Honestly, not like physically. Like it's not like somebody went up there like the Men in Black and went, "Okay, I need you to say this, or your family is done for."
Let me put it this way: do you like cornflakes? Because if you do, you've been had, bro. Cornflakes is part of the fucking problem.
Social media, guys.
Oil,
artificial intelligence is compromising people all over the world.
You hear about the military industrial complex. Well, let's talk about the industrial complex. Take the military out. They still have you hypnotized. You're watching your Saturday morning cartoons. You're eating your breakfast. You're not fasting long enough. You got to break the fast later in the day. Don't take your breakfast at 8 a.m. and eat all them cornflakes. That corn is a second.
You look like a cornflake then.
Yes, and I owe these jowls to cornflakes. I do. Trust me. I'm at 215 right now, and I'm happy at 215. I'd be happier.
What do you think is going on down there, Rebirth of the Word? What do you think about cornflakes?
Cornflakes, man. I gotta say this, man. They say everything is polluted with these pesticides and all this other stuff that we put into our foods. I mean, in reality, we can't eat healthy in no way. I mean, it's funny to me that some people talk about how they eat organic foods, but it comes out of a plastic wrap.
It's all bullshit.
Container.
Organic
like, what about that? What about that oil from that plastic container that you have it in? So it's
that's
like,
true.
Okay.
That's
true.
So
what about those?
It don't matter what you do. It really don't matter what you do.
Trying to buy chicken.
Yeah, some people are more sensitive. More people are more sensitive to certain chemicals than other people. You know, some people can sit in a room full of asbestos and not get sick, and then you got somebody talking about they got mesothelioma. I mean, come on, man. I mean,
you know, exactly.
That's what I'm talking about. Anthony says, grow your own food.
No, he's right.
You know, it really, and you know what? Even saying that, that's incorrect. Because guess what? If you believe in conspiracies like the chemtrails, all that food that you're growing is just being chemically modified anyway by the rain. So I mean, what are you really saying? They say they can get you any way they want to. So I mean, growing your own food ain't gonna be true too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They always talk about them chemtrails and everything.
Yeah, else, I mean, you know, the strawberries are now aluminum strawberries. So
you know, you gotta throw and then you gotta think about the seeds. Where are you getting the seeds from? That's what you gotta worry about.
Well,
there you go. There's the others modified.
Because see, this is the thing.
They've already been modified.
I actually watched a documentary on this because it was important about the farmers and stuff. What they're saying is that the government makes them buy certain seeds, right? And they get funds and all this other stuff if they get it. Now, if they grow their own seeds, but they have to use certain pesticides, certain chemicals, and even just see, man, it's a whole conspiracy idea on it. Now, I'm not gonna say
don't make me bring it out, guys. You guys are driving me to the.
Don't bring it out. We're gonna change the topic.
Bro.
We're gonna
make me go that direction now.
We'll just change that topic real quick, and we're gonna get it over here to the ancient history. Let's move it on.
Oh, thank God! I need to take this thing off because
let's talk about religion.
I think AI is trying to beam some information to my head.
Oh, we got 17 viewers. Thank you. Let's talk about religion. Oh my God! How come I'm hearing that? That is awesome.
I love it.
I got. Okay, here it comes. Boom. Is that big? I got 3 shots, And yeah, this is not religion yet. Why? Because it's pre-religion. Let me go
no kidding. What's the
okay,
BCE?
wait. Almost there. That's wait, that's not it. That's wrong. The other one was right. Let's go back. That's religion. This is religion right here. Going back to 1500 BCE. That's the start of religion, early Hinduism, then Judaism, 12. Zoroastrianism, Tyrone, you did a video on those guys, 800. Buddhism, 6. Jainism, whatever the fuck that is, 6.
Oh, we got something better than that, man. I could tell you this right now. I put Fat Jesus on this.
Let's go, rebirth of the word.
Remember, I put you on this and Dr. Diddy. So we've got this this Excel sheet. I seen it on I think on Facebook. It's a world history Excel sheet. They have like 6, 7 of them. We have all of them. They have one specifically for religion and stuff. You remember what I'm talking about? Where it gives you that whole Excel worksheet of everything that
okay, but can I just joke about one real quick? Okay, let's get back to that in a second. But Anglicanism, 1534. Who did it? Henry VIII. Why did he do it? Because he wanted to divorce his wife because she couldn't have any children in a year. Like, he couldn't give her 2 years, right? So he starts a new religion in 1534. Because he wants to divorce his wife. These religions are, I think this is a good list. Christianity, 30 CE.
That's messed up. If you can't have children, the law doesn't allow you to divorce your wife. So he had to create a whole religion.
He had to create a whole new religion and go against the Pope.
And then also we got divorced. Yeah, men can be alone again.
That's when he split from Rome. Yeah. I love that. I can't believe, is that playing in my side? Good. Hey, Tyrone, get back to what you were saying, please. I'm drinking over here. Cheers.
No, I was just pointing you that they have there's an Excel worksheet that gives you all this stuff right here. I mean, I could tell you right now, I went through it. Some of his stuff is wrong. Like you know
True.
It's wrong for it. Yeah, so it's just like.
Okay, but by the way, this is a bomb right here. Oh, it's happening. This is my ultimate, the fucking crackdown of fucking tables.
Yeah.
This is the list. I tried to go back. I tried to go back into the chat GPT and tell me, give me a table with dates, event names, and descriptions of times. And it actually did this for me. And I forgot when religion was used to mind fuck people into moving. Like, and by the way, okay, so Hitler's not on here.
We don't need him anyways. He's getting screwed over with a pineapple in hell right now.
1933, Nazi rule begins. That's here. It's right there. That's 1933. But let's go back to the beginning on this list I got. This is fucking crazy. I want to share it. So give me a list of how religion.
Love him or hate him.
Say that? What?
No, I don't want to say anything.
So I asked ChatGPT, give me a list of how religion was used to control people and their mentalities into changing their minds, whatever. Because I didn't know where I was going with the question. It came up with the Crusades. Christian military takes Jerusalem from the Muslim control. So that's the Crusades. Next, almost 500 years later, or whatever, Spanish Inquisition, Catholic authority enforced religious conformity targeting Jews and Muslims. And by the way, I have a hard time believing Muslims come around in 600 after death. So yeah, that's okay. Reformation, Martin Luther challenged the Catholic Church. So now we're getting back into humanity because those first two were like people were dying. Then we got the 30 Years' War. By the way, English, I would never put an apostrophe there. I would say it 30-year war, but maybe one of you knows more about that than me.
And throughout all of this history, slavery has always been around.
Dude. Well, slow down. This is religion. And by the way, this is my special chart that I was introducing about how religion was used to change people. But I got all the religions here too. Here's before structured religion. I'm flashing it now because I want to let you let's keep talking. That's the thumbnail that we weren't going to show. That's all structured religions. So, and I showed this before. This is good. It shows Judaism, 1200 BCE, Zoroastrianism, 800. Is that even correct, Tyrone? I feel like Zoroastrianism is older than that. Okay.
Well, the thing is that it's not, nobody knows the dates. They just have what they believe, what somebody, I don't even know how to put it.
Each person has their own beliefs on, or each country has their own research on it.
Well, not that, but mostly because some people don't define what they believe as a religion, right? Like there's a certain point where people describe something as religion. Some people believe religion began because of the idea of being buried and burying the dead. And burying the dead was a way of there's a life.
Hey, that's here. I gotta show you. What? Slow down. That's here. Right here.
I know. I've told you, man. I'm on it like right on right.
You got that. It's right here. So
yeah, he is.
I don't know where it is. Let me just show you. So 100,000 is early animism, belief all things have spirits. Africa, whatever. 70,000 intentional burials with goods. That's what you just said. Intentional burials with goods. That was going on according to mainstream science now 70,000 years ago.
Now there was no Christianity way back then.
No,
it didn't exist. But was Christianity incomparable with that religion? I mean, is Christianity evolved from those religions in some way?
Look at the practices real quick. I'm going to put them up close.
I'm asking Rebirth because Rebirth knows
more
about this.
Show this first, then I'll shut up. Ritual burial practices, then shamanism, then cave ritual art, then fertility figurine cults. We know what that is, right? Totemism, ancestor worship, ritual sites. Now I'll shut up. Go on.
Rebirth. That question.
Yeah. So, your question was, did they have Christianity back then?
No, well, the evolution of Christianity, did it come from all these other religions? Did it evolve from the beginning? Did Christianity, Catholicism, all that we have today, is it the culmination of all these religions all coming from Africa all together? Are we pulling from all these past religions, and then basically we're just perfecting the imperfect, and then it's perfect now?
Yeah, well, yeah, it's funny you say that because we was just talking to Damien earlier. We did a live podcast.
Yeah, we did a live earlier.
Yeah, and I asked him that specific question. Yeah, I asked him that specific question, and everything that I've researched so far leads to one God. I don't care what it is. I mean, I'm not even kidding you. I've read UFO books from all kinds of people. I mean, from the beginning, like William Bramley, and I got what's his name, Keynoter, and so many different other people. And I'm not talking about these new generation. I'm talking about these old school cats from back in the day. And even Dolores Cannon in her books, even the aliens and extraterrestrials, I mean, they use the word G-O-D, capital G, as God. Yeah. They say it. I mean, it literally says it. I've shown this so many times, and it's just like, no matter what you believe in, there's one supreme being. Even aliens, in a sense, believe in one supreme being. You know what I mean? So it's just crazy. But with Christianity, but see, that's the thing. Where does that come from? If we're going to think about extraterrestrials, that can go back.
I don't think anybody wants to hear me talk about this, but I'm gonna do something that's taboo, and people don't want to hear me say it. I don't want to lose your followers here, but I want people to hear it in some way or fashion. And there are people that actually make video games about it too. But in the future, I think people are actually going to try this and experiment on another planet if we ever do make it past the firmament. Let's say, for instance, hold on. Let's say if they reboot humanity, while there's still humanity on Earth, they reboot it on another planet without religion at all, like no information whatsoever from Earth. Like they start like a whole baby colony and there is nothing about history, culture, religion, archaeology, nothing on Mars, and see where it goes from there. Would they believe what we believe in? That's a question we need to ask ourselves. Could the one God even exist on Mars if we rebooted humanity on Mars?
Look, man, like I always say this, man. There's always a possibility for everything. That's why I always tell people, that 1% rule. When people say, "Oh, that won't ever happen," well, that 1% is going to happen. And I say that, and I think of that also in the idea of our universe. I understand that right now we only know of ourselves only because what science and everything else says. Well, I'm not going to say science because science actually disproves and says something else is out there. But in the sense of like science, as far as what we're able to go
It'll be an awful waste of space.
Yeah. Well, no, not even that, because I mean, what is space? I mean,
infinite space? You mean infinite God?
I mean, really, in reality,
I always imagine space is like we're in the bloodstream of God. Do
you think like
we're like we are so small? We're smaller than the cell itself, that we're traveling within the bloodstream of God, and that there are many other cells, many other galaxies, which I call a cell, and it's like infinite. Like it that's how I imagine it as a child when I was growing up. That's how my brain worked when I was a child.
I'm just saying, I look at it. I look at it like this: like, even if it's 1%, we can't be the only ones. You know what I'm saying? We can't. Now we might be the only ones in this body form, just like there's only certain types of alligators and certain types of bull sharks and certain types of zebras, right? You might not find that in some other planet. You know what I'm saying? That this might be the spot for it, right? You know what I mean? So I look at it as, if something else is out there, it could be, a different form. I mean, could it be reptilian, like some people say? I don't know. What is a reptilian? I mean,
if it follows evolution, then it would have been from the dinosaur era.
But what is evolution, though? Explain what is evolution.
It's the culmination of what was there before us. I mean, it could have been birds only, like then it would be bird people. But remember, birds are also bipedal, so it would be 2 feet and 2 wings.
Yeah, like then, chickens. Yeah, chickens are bipedal.
It would be
kangaroos are chickens. Bipedal. That's why I say, what is a human? Because when you look at it scientifically, you're an anthropologist. Through anthropology eyes, this is a scientific
But look at crows. Let's use that for example, because me and Steve were talking about crows.
Let me get to my point. You are an anthropologist. You know this for a fact. The idea of humans first arising on this planet is because of the idea of bipedalism. That's what they say is what actually makes humans. That's why the Australopithecus ramidus and Australopithecus afarensis are 2 ideas of what bipedalism is. But they also found species before that might have practiced bipedalism, but they're not 100% sure. They just have, some theories. But the idea is, though, bipedalism is the idea of where humans started. But what about consciousness and other things? I mean, there's so many different things, that comes with what a human is. I mean, in reality,
I have a crazy thought. You guys want to hear the crazy thought? Everybody in the chat, I want you to be a part of this thought. And this is just through all the podcasts that we have been through, getting all this information from every source, because not one source is the same source as the other, but we have been gathering up information from everybody. And that's the beautiful thing about having a podcast. You can listen up, and I'm going to throw in that Rebirth of the Word. If you go to his site, you'll see all his podcasts and everything like that. And you'll gather up all this information from all different parts of the world, because Rebirth can't have all that knowledge all by himself. So we have to gather up all the greatest minds around the world and get that information. That's why we have this podcast going on. But what if we are the cauldron of the galaxy? Maybe every intelligent being in the galaxy comes over here and says, well, maybe this is like the melting pot. Maybe we're going to combine all of everybody's DNA and genetics. We're going to make something out of it. We're going to make bird people. We're going to make reptilian people. We're going to make humans. And humans are like the latest latest thing that they made. I don't know. It's just sometimes when I'm talking to all these people, I'm like, wow, man, that could be possible. What do you guys think?
I think that
this is what I think.
There's a lot of confusion going on everywhere.
Can you hear that?
It's like Atlantis. It's like Atlantis. Atlantis had everyone in it. Remember Atlantis?
Did y'all hear
Atlantis
that?
is like a cauldron of society.
No, did y'all hear that?
That's what people talk about. What? Atlantis was like everyone was in there,
y'all
combination.
That's
what they said.
Me? You? Well, who's hear what?
Stig, you were talking about Atlantis.
Y'all can't hear this.
Yeah, I'll talk about that all night long, man.
I heard the laughing in the background, Rebirth.
Huh?
I heard the giggling.
No, I saying y'all couldn't hear those sound effects that I was doing. It's not going through.
A little bit, yeah.
I heard Fat Jesus Live sound effects. You had some sound effects. Fat Jesus Live working, but you got to share your screen with sound. Boom. Explain this, bitch. That's fucking Atlantis right there.
That's some geology stuff right there. What is that?
You think so? That's mountains? I tell you,
tell me more about
overburden dumping. Overburden dumping. They're moving
What are you zooming into?
That's the Sahara Desert. That's what this whole fucking thing's about, right? Sahara Desert.
Oh, okay.
The Sahara Desert is a big old minefield, and not from bombs, but mining. There's a lot of mining going on here. It's all here. It's all here. This is all mining. I've been to the Rashad structure 3 times. I've been here. I went there. But I'm telling you right now that the mining is the whole Sahara Desert.
It's different when you're there, though, right? Because it's so much bigger. You can't really, it looks better on Google Maps, but when you're there, it doesn't look like the same thing as Google Maps because it's like all ground and everything. You just want to, you take a breath out of it. It's like mountainous regions all over the place. How did you feel about did you feel an energy, some kind of energy source going through you? What did you feel when you were there?
I'm not going to lie to you. I know what you're talking about. And to be honest, to me, it wasn't really a thing. I didn't really get into the vibrations. As a human, that was too fucking vast, too fucking big. The first time I went, I was heartbroken. I'm like, this wasn't Atlantis. But then later, I discovered enough shit that I changed my mind. Let's take it. What was that?
That's Rebirth testing out his shit.
Awesome.
I thought y'all couldn't hear that.
I thought we heard it. Yeah, I like it. Look,
dude, look at the cross hatching on the surface of this of the desert. Check that out.
This is Algeria. This is Tassil Najer. It's a national park, but it's also an ancient quarry field. And I promise you, I've done my research. This is a site of
that is a wild, dude. That looks like it was a city at one time. Looks like New York at a distance.
It could have been anything. It could have been anything. And they're trying to say this is wind erosion. No,
no, but if you compare that to New York City right now at a distance, it looks like New York City.
I agree. And you go into there's more. Okay, I can show you so much more.
Stones.
There's a serpentine. The serpentine that I can show you. I got to back out to find it. The serpentine is like right here.
Rock imitating city or city imitating rock.
Yeah, no, it's more than that. There's so much more. The serpentine, where is it? Okay, I can't grab it real quick, but that serpentine will blow your fucking mind. I think it's right here, but I guess I'm wrong. And you can see all sorts of other stuff. This was a quarry field. This is a mining. They were mining ore. They were mining stone blocks. Anyways, that's the Sahara Desert. And that's what I titled this as.
Why who was mining mostly? The people of Atlantis or or aliens or what? Who was
I
mining
believe
who?
it was several different layers of people. Of course, the people of Atlantis. Look,
Okay.
let's just look where we are. Okay. Now, I believe that Atlantis was over here by Morocco. From what Plato wrote, it's very clear. Don't deny it. But then you've got the fact that they held sway over Egypt. Well, and Tyrrhenia, which is basically Italy. Tyrrhenia was here, but whatever. It's all of Egypt. I'm sorry, all of Europe. And yes, Athens was fighting them, and they were fighting. And then suddenly a cataclysm occurred, and then the war was over. But what we don't talk about is the fact that this whole area was probably already controlled by Atlantis. If they controlled by Morocco, which is what Plato wrote, the Atlas Mountains. And by the way, let's talk about the word Mauritania. When Rome was in charge, Mauritania was right here by Morocco. Only when the French gave this land down here the name Mauritania did it become Mauritania. So Mauritania isn't really down here, but I do believe that there's a lot of connection to Atlantis with this item that's in Mauritania. We've got canals, we've got quarry fields. I can go on and on. But I'll stop talking and let you respond.
So Sahara Desert used to be tropical. I mean, we talked about this in a previous podcast, and we just confirmed it with Damien today in an earlier podcast. So you guys actually confirmed the same story, that the Sahara Desert was filled with lakes and it was green, filled with luscious green. There were insects, there were bees, there were animals, there were living beings. Like people were alive and feeding off of the land. It was beautiful. Milk and honey, the works. The Sahara Desert was not a desert. It was actually like a jungle, like the Amazon jungle out there. So,
I don't know about Amazon really jungle. You got scrubbed. You've got there's so many types of different things. I don't know about the Amazon, but yeah, it was green, but it doesn't matter because it was not only green once, but it was also green twice in the last 10,000 years. And I do believe that Atlantis fell about 12,000 years ago. So I do believe that Atlantis was already green the same way. There was definitely, in the lakes of the Sahara, we've got the Mega Chad. That was a lake for sure, right? We've got the Maghreb Lake, which was just north of the Rishat structure. This person
I just did an AI research. I just asked AI mathematically if the tropical jungle returns to the Sahara Desert. There is a study that was applied, and it's called the Hadley cell shift. The Earth desert belts are determined by the Hadley circulation. So if it becomes tropical again, if it happens in our time, the Amazon rainforest would become the next desert, meaning all of the Amazon would be completely destroyed.
You know, I'm sorry. I just have so little time to worry about stuff like that. Hypotheticals, right? And yeah, you might be right.
These are people applying mathematics. I guess it is hypothetical.
Well, there's always the hypothetical, and that's the reason why, even if you've got a strong mathematics support on it, it still could be like bullshit. And that's why I don't like to spend a lot of time looking at all that and focusing on what we can focus on. And that's fucking this right here.
Is our time up? Is our time up? How long ago was it tropical?
We've been doing this for a half hour. I thought we were.
How long ago was it tropical?
Well, okay. So actually, to be honest, did you know that I'm going to zoom in here to the Rishat structure. It's actually more green than it ever has been. It's already greener than it ever has been. This map is not doing it justice. Over here, there's this big green area. There's these water ponds over here on the right.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, there's water. And I can show that. We can zoom in.
You know that reminds me like an overgrown shell. You ever see the inside of a shell that goes all the way around?
What shell?
The inside
from the ocean?
of a shell. That's like a super large shell. The circle.
There's like always water in here, like right there. That may or may not be water. That may or may not be water. And by the
condensation if it's deep down underneath, right?
Well, wait. You mean no,
the circle. The circle looks like a shell.
Evaporation. This image is not correct. I'm just looking at it right now on Google Earth. There's a big area here that's totally green. There's a big lake here. It's not quite a lake, but it's this big area right here, right there. That's green right now. What's this guy saying?
You ever seen that snail shell?
Did I leave that up too long?
What
snail shell? Did you see that guy that ate the slug and then died? That guy, he like picked up a slug and ate it, and it just
you could die from a slug, dude. Yeah.
Don't eat slugs. Let's say it again.
Slugs Audience, you gotta cook it first.
Don't eat slugs.
Salt it, cook it, put something on it first. Yeah.
And salt that fucker.
I mean, at least put a little bit of paprika or something on it. Jesus Christ, people, come on.
Paprika, shit. Get something spicier than paprika. Paprika is no spice. Did you know that paprika is the red pepper with no spice? Slug.
Some tropical jerk slug.
Okay, we just lost 2 viewers. Shut up. Don't talk about that. Let's go back to the other topic.
People are like,
protect your what? Protect your crops. Let's talk about
that's Calyx. Right, Calyx. Protect your crops from slugs.
Who is Calyx? Who is this person?
Calyx is the bomb, bro. I love Calyx. Calyx is amazing.
Okay, wait. Span down to Mount Meru in Tanzania. The Hindu Mount Meru. Okay, let's do it. You keep talking. I'll do that while you talk.
Yeah, type it in. Yeah, I mean, Africa is amazing. I mean, if you look around in Africa, you find so much in that continent.
I've done it, man. I've done it. Dude, let's zoom in.
Yeah, go ahead and look for what he's asking you. I'm talking.
I'll do it, but let me just tell you right now, right here, this area here, it's the country of Lesotho.
Are you not looking for Tanzania?
Yeah, I know Tanzania is right here, but I'm going to put it in here. I'm going to put it in Mount Meru. Let's put it in Mount Meru, what he said. Mount Meru.
What you doing over there, Rebirth?
Oh, I'm just sending out a thing.
Oh, no. Come on now.
Rebirth, what you doing? I'm trying to see what you're typing. What are you looking in your phone for?
Huh? I'm just messaging.
Oh, why are you talking to her?
Because I do the promotions. I told you when we go live, I start doing promotions. I see certain people posting stuff.
You just made $50. Damn.
And I
$50? I didn't make no $50.
Rebirth making some money.
Ooh, I ain't made nothing. This ain't my stream. This is his stream.
Hey, it's my stream, and I got 32.
All right, we're at Mount Meru.
Mount Meru.
Dude, check that out. Does that look so similar? It looks similar to the one that we were looking at on the top portion of it.
4.566 meters. Wow. Mount Meru, and what the fuck is that?
That's obviously a volcano.
No. No. I beg to differ. I'm begging.
That's obviously an area of
that ain't no volcano.
Oh, check out those trees. I love the trees in Africa. Africa is just amazing on the massive trees that they have.
All right, let's get through these so I can show the map. I don't want trees.
Isn't Africa known for rubber trees? Is that true?
Africa's a big fucking continent. It's known for a little bit more than a lot of bit. Stuff. Yeah, probably rubber trees, probably rubbers. The Chinese are moving in, so they got them small ones.
Chinese is everywhere, man. They moved into Bolivia for lithium mines. They're destroying all of the mountains up there in Bolivia for lithium.
When I was in Mauritania, I spoke Chinese to a lot of people. There's a lot of Chinese there. That's Mount Meru. It looks like a volcano. Look at that, man.
Check that out. Yeah, that is beautiful.
Breach.
I'm just ecstatic that you were able to get Google Earth to like load up faster than me. That's probably because you're closer to them than I am.
I got
Dude, awesome.
I got Starlink.
Oh yeah.
Let's find out where this is.
You're actually closer to the satellite because you're on a satellite.
That's way north. You know, one of the things is, what do you think about the whole continent of Africa?
Go back to the Mount Meru. What the hell, dude?
Yeah, right here. It's right here. What are you talking about?
I want to see the area, man. You keep zooming out of there.
I'm there.
So that whole area is green because that was volcanic. The whole area is completely green. It's fertile. The whole area is fertile.
Very fertile because those volcanoes have a lot of nutrients coming from them. Lots of minerals, lots of green shit. And by the way, look how green that is. I mean, you got more than that's one of them special.
Not only that, they don't have anyone living around it very close by up on the mountains because of the dangers of it. That could be another one right there. You see that other mountain?
The one I centered?
Yeah, right there. That's another.
Yeah, I'm going to turn on everything.
That's another volcano.
Mount Kilimanjaro? I don't know. I've never heard of it.
Oh, Lordy. Yeah, that's another one, buddy.
Kilimanjaro, right? Never heard of it. What about this?
Yeah, Mount Kilimanjaro, bro.
Is that supposed to be a volcano? What is that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's the Roche ash pit of Mount Kilimanjaro.
Yeah, it's pretty dormant right now, but that any of these could go off whenever they want to, but they have like volcano sensors on all of these. Never know if they
you and I are different. I think that's man-made.
Look at that! Look at that! That's a flight.
That ain't fucking natural. That's fucking miners. That's quarrying. That's ancient.
That's a beautiful
technology.
picture. Look at that. Can you imagine hiking up there? That's crazy.
Yeah, 5895. Congratulations, you are now at Mount Kilimanjaro. You don't have to climb. You just look at
these guys are pretty much the same age as we are, guys.
There it is. Wait, look at that one. That was a good one. I wish I could zoom in, but I can't.
We got to do the trip.
There's Mount Kilimanjaro right there.
You want to do this, Rebirth? You want to go up there?
Man, that'd be easy. I already did Stone Mountain.
Mount Kilimanjaro ain't no Stone Mountain. I'll tell you right now.
Kilimanjaro.
Man,
I'm at. Are you guys black? What country is Mount Kilimanjaro in?
Mount Kilimanjaro is Mount Olympus, bro. That shit is in the clouds.
Look at that. That ain't shit.
Yeah, you're on plane height. You're like
that
oh
ain't
look,
nothing.
So you could wave to the people in the
plane
going
tell
by.
Me you too weak, and that's it.
You'd be like, hi.
Look at that one. That is high in the sky, Mount Kilimanjaro. Probably the highest mountain in Africa, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know, man. Sometimes I think these Mountain Olympus and all these mythologies are actually written from places like from these countries, from Africa and from Southeast Asia.
Okay, you can
and then they adopt it to their culture.
All you want, but I'm gonna fucking visit the fucking Hook. The place that I've taken people again and again. South Africa. Look at this. This is South Africa. This is Lesotho. This is the mound that I found. See that line right there? Look at that line. I don't want
to go right now because they're just murdering people.
Look at that line. They will murder you.
Yeah,
you show up, they will slice your throat.
Yeah, that place is dangerous right now.
But what about this mound right here?
Politically.
Man? What about this mound right here? It's right on the line.
That looks like a pyramid, bro. That looks like a pyramid.
I found this. Do you know what this
Dude, that is called? A pyramid. No lie. First thing I'm thinking right out of my dome. Look at the other structures next to it. Look, go back.
No, I'm going back. Trust me. I'm going back. Calm down.
Load back in that angle.
Do you see this line going straight through?
Yeah.
Right there. That line is my fucking mound line.
It's like a nipple. Calyx is like.
It's a fucking mound line. Wait. Now, wait. Slow down. Now, watch this. So my mound, that's called Stig's Mound. Don't call it Mohale Hoktonoff. That's a road. Turn that off. But look, it's aligned with those two mounds right here. You see those mounds? 1 and 2. That's aligned with my mound that I found. 1, 2, 3. Those are my mounds.
Dude, that looks like an artificial structure.
I'm saying those are aligned right there. 3 mounds are aligned.
Well, the other ones look like just mountains, but this one looks artificial. Dude, that looks like
a step pyramid.
Yeah, but it's missing like the outer shell. Like this is way older than the pyramids of Giza.
Way older. And if you listen to Michael Tellinger, he thinks
it's crazy, dude. Look at all the stones at the bottom. Well, no, that's not stones. Those are bushes. But look at all of that, dude. That's crazy.
And look at it's aligned with that shit behind it, bro.
Tell me if it's pareidolia, chat, because I don't know. Turn it around. Move around it because I need to reassure myself.
What about
maybe you're just showing me one side of it?
I can tell you there's 5 of these. There's not just one of these.
Go around it. Go around it. Okay, now zoom in. Yeah, that shit is a pyramid. Yeah, that's a pyramid. Fuck y'all. Yeah, that's a pyramid. That's a pyramid. You don't need to tell me, oh, that's a mountain. No, that's a pyramid, dude. That's a freaking pyramid. I know what a pyramid looks like. That's a fucking pyramid. That's an old-ass pyramid. I know what pyramids look like. I've been to the pyramids. I've seen pyramids. I've been on top of pyramids. I've been on top of the Pyramid of the Sun. You can't get on the Pyramid of the Sun anymore. I was a kid. I was on top of the Pyramid of the Sun. I know what a pyramid looks like, and that's a fucking pyramid. I'm an expert at pyramids. I know I am because I've been on them. That's a pyramid. Shit, yeah. That's a fucking pyramid.
Thank you. And by the way, you can find this shit all over South Africa. All over South Africa. And I found this and nobody, like, that's a house.
Y'all can cancel me.
That's a house.
If it's not a pyramid, y'all can cancel me.
That's a house right there. That's a house. That's a house. And
I'm stating my whole career on that. That's a pyramid.
And you can find it. You wanted me to show your audience how to find that? It's very easy.
You could go by Mahala Hukaluka.
No, go to Lesotho, the country that's landlocked in South Africa. And Lesotho has more than just that.
Oh, Lesotho? Okay, south of Lesotho.
It's in Lesotho. It's in Lesotho. Who said that? Northman's Keep? Daniel Hopkins. Where are you from, Daniel? Tell us where you're from. What do you mean? You know where that is?
Welcome, Daniel, to the live podcast.
Thank you. There's all sorts of people chatting. Look, that's Lesotho. It's a landlocked country in South Africa. And when you zoom in, you find the hook. It's right there. You see that line? That is the Mohale's hook. There's actually more here. It's a strip mine. It's a fucking channel. And it goes on for 20 miles. This channel.
It looked like the Great Wall of China.
And then over here, yeah, but that's fake. The Great Wall of China is fake. But over here, then you get this other line right here. Follow this line, and then you get to the Mohale. It says hook turn off. It's talking about the road right there. Mohale hook turn off. And there's no photo. But right there, there's this fucking pyramid that is sitting there and it has no name. There's no name on this whole thing.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna back out. We're gonna.
Why isn't there like a whole university on top of this thing doing scans and everything? Because that thing is
right here.
That's a pyramid, guys. Look at the squareness on that thing. That cannot be pareidolia. Hell no! Come on.
Well, hey, not only the squareness. Look at this line that goes.
Look at the shape. Look at the shape. I swear there probably was a sphinx on the end of that too.
Look at it. Got cut off here. Something happened here, but the line continues over here
or something. Yeah.
Something happened where
you would have to go to geological earthquakes on.
Now look at the line. Let's look at the fucking line. The line is significant, bro.
Yeah.
These lines are important, bro. I'm telling you.
That why are they important? Okay, but tell me why they're important then.
Because they're all over the world. Even my findings in the Rashat structure have lines like this. They're transport roads. They're also conforming the watersheds of North America. The what do you call it? the line that divides the continental divide has been shaped by these things, and I can show that to you. These ridges, lines, you could call them dikes. They're so straight. Look how straight that is. And that's supposed to be natural. And then it's connected to a pyramid. It's connected to a fucking pyramid, man. And you're saying, oh, and by the way, that pyramid is aligned with those two mounds back here. They're totally aligned, bro.
Okay.
They're totally aligned. And look at the top of this one.
So why you think that's important, though, then?
Because it proves that there's ancient shit that's older than Atlantis in Africa. And I can show this shit to you all day long. Ancient, and by the way, I do believe it's quarrying and mining. And I can show that all day long. All day long, I can show it. If we zoom in over here, we get to what's called Mohale's. Wow, it's hard to find. Hold on. I'm almost there.
Yeah, it's a little bit difficult.
No, I'm almost there. Hold on.
Don't
that
you have
right there.
You have notes on it?
I got videos and videos and videos and videos.
Why you don't play that shit? Editing it so people can see it. You got
man.
Because it's so fucking hard, man. Look, it's right here.
No, it's not.
Mohale. It's called. My video editing is hard. There's this channel.
Bro, all you got to do is just cut out the boring shit.
Check out this channel right here. Now look at those parallel lines right there. And then here, and then you got this 90-degree cut through. And if you follow that, it goes up to another channel up here. It gets a little wonky, but there it is there. And there's channels everywhere. And when you back out and go back to that old one, let's go back. You go over here to the Kolonyama Plateau, and it's there. And you got basically a perfect 90-degree, whatever you call it, cross with a shortcut. Old ancient roads. Those are houses. That's a house. No, that's not a house. I take it back. That's farming. These are houses over here. Okay? That's a house. These guys don't know what's going on. That's a fucking ancient intersection. True. And I'll show you something else here. If you turn it upright and follow that line, this ancient intersection right here, which is a perfect 90-degree cross right there. And I'll show you another one later, but before I do, you follow that line straight up and you find this fucking triangle right here. I don't know what's going on in the bedrock, but they're carving roads, and you can see that the modern day roads follow it right there. That's a modern day road, but it follows the ancient road right there. That's an isosceles triangle right there. And there's a fucking smudge pit of some sort. Some kind of a pit got breached. Like they were doing some kind of a...
Yeah, there are right angles in nature.
Are there? Because I don't agree 100%.
Yeah, because they exist because of the plate tectonics moving.
Let me show you this. Okay, Mr. There are right angles in nature. I hear you. Let's look at this for a second, and then I'm going to show you something else. Now, this...
Oh, yeah, that's beautiful. Look at that. I love
that intersection right there has a shortcut going through here. Now, that shortcut, if you measure from here to here, let's do it with a measuring tape, and we'll go from the measure of this.
You're saying this is a road, ancient road?
I say this is an ancient road, and it's a shortcut. And look at that. It goes to exactly 100 meters.
It does look like an ancient road.
Wait. Slow down. Now, watch this. Watch how I back out, and I go back into South Africa, and I go over here to this ancient road. Now, I just measured that at 9. It was 100. Now, what's that? Oh, it's another ancient intersection. And when I use the measuring tape to measure the distance between the big road, the 90-degree angle, and the shortcut, it's exactly the same. Well, it's a little bit more.
Do you come up with the number 151? 100
meters, bitch. But it's a little bit more right there. I actually, I'm not gonna lie to you.
Crazy if he did come up with the
I got that. I got
the number 151 because 151 is angelic.
Well, we got meters, but what about feet? What about kilometers? You know, that is an ancient intersection number 2. And then if you look around, at the structure that it's connected to, you can see there's been all sorts of ancient quarrying, mining going on these plateaus in South Africa. And that's when you mentioned what's going on in Africa, you just zoom in anywhere in South Africa. Let's do it. Let's do it real quick. That's South Africa. Let's go right in the middle and zoom in. And you see all sorts of crazy shit.
Yeah,
all sorts of crazy rich.
But let's be honest though. Let's be honest though. It's crazy only because you don't see it all the time. But if you're a geologist, you probably see this around the world all the time.
No, I'm not a geologist, but I pretend to be one, and I don't. But even then, around the world.
Then, two geologists won't agree on everything.
That's
let alone major theories. They're all going to try to. Let me tell you. This is what's wrong with this world.
Look at these structures while you talk.
Yeah, this is what's wrong with this world. This world is a lot of egotistic, a lot of people in here. A lot of people want to be the most popular, the most richest, the most known, the most respected, the most everything. They want to be the limelight of everything. They want to be in the bot. There's been people who lied on me so many times because they felt like that their friend that they liked the most was somebody that they could trust. And that's what True. that takes a lot of respect out of a lot of things, because this is what I like to do. I don't judge. If I have two friends that are my friends, like you guys, if we got off of this here, if we got off right now and you started talking about Fat Jesus, I'm going to tell Fat Jesus, yo, Stig was saying this about you, or vice versa, because I don't want you guys to use me as the middleman of telling me.
Because you heard that I heard that he likes to eat them non-Jew hot dogs.
Listen, Stig, hold on, listen. And the reason why I say that is because even in this world today, I respect both of your guys' opinion. Like I know that you've been to the Rich Act structure 3 times. I've told people it's that so many times. George Howard, I think George Howard and all those other people, anytime the Atlantis theory is brought up, you should be there. But people don't like you. The reason why they don't like you is, one, is because you don't follow their guidelines. You don't do what they want you to do. They don't want you to follow.
They're saying Atlantis is out in the Atlantic Ocean, and if
they
you don't
want
follow
Randall
what they
Carson.
say,
No, they want to follow Randall Carson because he's the big name. He's the most respected guy out there. On what grounds is he the most respected on? And he just has a theory, just like Stig has, and just like Michael Donovan has, and like you have, and I have.
By the way,
you know what I'm saying? But this is my point. This is my point. How many people in this world have been to these locations that they're talking about? And if there's only a handful of those people, then those handful of people should always be at those conventions. Because if it's really about the fact of gaining knowledge and getting to the bottom and the truth of it, then you won't leave somebody out because that person don't like somebody else. This whole liking shit in this industry, and any industry, is so stupid to me. I was telling you guys before.
I prepare you people, man.
I prepare
you people with evolution. I prepare with all of you with all these other areas. I want you to all have an open mind.
But to me, that don't even really matter, because trying to prepare people don't mean shit to me, because and I'll be honest with you, people are going to believe what they want to believe anyway. You can give them all the information you want to. You can lead the horse to water, but is it going to drink it? Probably not. Lord, yeah. Right. So you wasting all your time and energy to do that. So what do? You have offspring right now. You have a way to leave your life out there forever, writing books and material and all this other shit about leaving your mark. Socrates wasn't that famous back in the day. Yeah, people knew who he was in that city and other cities because he traveled, but he wasn't that popular around the world. You think the Native Americans gave a damn who Socrates was? No. The indigenous people? No, they didn't care. You think the Inuits cared about who Socrates was? No. You think the Doggone tribe was?
Who are we talking about?
Exactly. So the point is but Socrates, now you look at it, but now all those
I had
people,
a godfather named Socrates.
But all those people, but now everybody most people will know who Socrates is on some kind of level. Whether if they go to some kind of school, if they're into some kind of philosophy or anything like that, they're going to know who the not the breadwinner on it, but they're going to know who he is. They're going to know who Plato is when it comes to Atlantis. You think the Native Americans were talking about Atlantis if it was over there in the Rich Act structure in Africa? Probably not. They was too busy doing their own thing.
Amazing man.
You know what I'm saying? You got to think about these when I look at all these civilizations from around the world, the Sumerians, the Egyptians, the Mesoamericans, they all started around 3000 somewhere BC. It's like 30 something, 3000 BC, somewhere around there, 32, 33, 34, 35, somewhere 31, 30. It doesn't matter. It's somewhere around there. And my point is this, is that everybody had their own ideas on doing things. That's why our culture is so good now. But it was because of trade is why we got to go where we're at now, because everybody got to be curious about the new materials that came in the way. When you see a new kind of cloth coming in, you're like, oh shoot, that feels better. I'm gonna start buying that. We're gonna start rounding up that. Then they're gonna start doing agricultural needs to bring it better. My whole point is this. I don't care what anybody says on this planet when it comes up to them thinking they know everything. What I want to know is why you believe what you believe, first of all, and where you get your sources at. Okay. And I want to understand that because of the simple fact that if I know where you got your sources from, I can sit here and say, okay, well, you know, this person right here is a bigot, right? Or, you know, this person's a racist, right? Or, you know, this person is just saying stuff, right? They literally tell you this, right? And you might not know that because you might be so infatuated with that person that you like them that you don't care what anybody says. If it's all about facts, you would not like one person. You would like everybody that shares stuff. I don't care who it is and how they talk, what they're about, any of that. If it's all about gaining knowledge, you would sit there. I would sit there with somebody that I don't like and gain knowledge from them. I don't let the emotions get to me. If you got some information on something, I'm gonna watch it. I've seen people say, I've seen people argue on YouTube and X and say, stop watching my videos. I was like, it's probably wise to watch somebody you dislike in their information, because if it's true about knowledge, you can say that you were wrong. I'm telling you, this whole industry, that's why I was talking about these conventions earlier and stuff like this. All this is a joke. Every single one of them are now. Because it's too much. It's the same people. First of all, it's the same people that's speaking, saying the same shit that they said already on YouTube and their own streams. They're just being paid to repeat it in another audience. And I get it. You know, people go to concerts and they hear the same song that the rapper or their country singer did on their streaming. But you know, it's a whole different video a whole different vibe when you get to see them act it out, when they're doing a whole performance art with it. That's different. That's the whole different thing. When you go into when I went to Cosmic Summit, it was so bland that there was no excitement in there. You could barely hear anything. Like, nobody was loud, nobody was proud. They was just talking to you like, hey, we're all buddies. No, I'd have been in there and be like, yo, I'm telling you, if you don't believe this, research. I'd have been loud and proud in there. I'd have been like, look, there's no damn records about no Anunnaki coming from no planet Nibiru. I don't care what anybody in this room says. Anybody in this room right now that everybody's I'd have said, this is what I'd have said. This is what I would have said. I'd say anybody in this room that can give me a text, a cuneiform tablet identifier or something that says that the Sumerians said that the Anunnaki came from planet Nibiru, I'll pay for the rest of your ticket. I'll pay your whole ticket right now. That's what I would have did. But nobody wants to gamble. Nobody, man, I would have been up there. It couldn't have been me. I'm telling you, that's why I'm saying there's this thing that I've learned, that when you have high energy, people don't want to be around you. They want you to have low energy. And the reason why they want you to have low energy is because most of those time, those people want to dominate you. That's why they talk the shit that they talk and do the stuff that they do. I was telling Fat Jesus, he was telling me the other day, he was like, I don't really run into too many people who dislike what I do. And as soon as he went on stream on me, what did I do? I shared it with you exactly how people talk shit. People talk shit because they talk shit all the time. That's all they can do. They won't, and you know what? They'll do it in front of your face because they know as soon as you touch them, 911. That's the first thing they're gonna do. Yeah, they will. It ain't like the old days when you can go to the railroad tracks and go have a fight or have a duel. It ain't like that. You can't go in somebody's backyard and fight it because guess what? Now you can sue somebody. You whoop somebody's ass on your property because they was talking shit about you and they said they agreed to fight with you.
I saw one guy. He seemed like a very nice and gentleman-like at one of these convention centers, and I really liked the way he talked and everything like that. And then the next thing you know, he shows up in one of these what is it? These rooms, the spaces on X. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if he was drunk on drugs or whatever, but he kept on going, come on now. If you want to say this, why aren't you talking about it now? What aren't you talking about now? I want to hear you talk about it. And he would say it vocally, not type it out or anything. I was like, dude, what? does this guy have schizophrenia? Because I don't recognize this person anymore. What's going on? And this guy was the most hated in the room. But I did not recognize him. Nobody recognized him. It's like, I thought this guy was a cool dude, but now he's not anymore. He really showed his colors when he came into the spaces. And then when he left out of there, he lost a lot of people.
A lot of people show their faces. And what did I tell you the first time I met both of you guys? I told both of you guys, what did I say? I like drama. Why did I tell you guys I said that? Do y'all remember? Because I grew up watching Jerry Springer, and that shit's funny.
I'm an entertainer, so
yeah. But that's my point, is that I don't take social media serious. And the reason why is because, for one, people are always trying to put on a show. We've all three of us been in the military. We all know that there are people who try to reinvent themselves every time they get into a new unit. They always trying to reinvent themselves, right?
Stolen valor, bro. I've been dealing with stolen valor.
No, but
we all have run into that.
Me of stolen
bro,
valor,
I literally had somebody tell me, because when I got blown up in Afghanistan, they took a picture of me getting my Purple Heart on the bed because I had to get flown out. I had shrapnel and all this shit. And the commander of the base was giving all of us Purple Hearts. And one dude was like, because I have on my profile on X, combat wounded veteran, right? And whenever somebody gets in an argument with me or they're trying to shut me down or something, they're like, "Oh, you're a fucking stolen valor." So like I told you guys, when I have time to argue, I'm gonna argue with you. It's fun to me. I'm doing something. I'm probably sitting in the car waiting to pick up my kids from school, and that's when I'm arguing with you because I got time to do it.
And Rebirth of the Word is authentic. I would not be podcasting with him if I didn't know or his background or anything.
It's going to be a lot of eventually you're probably going to hear from a lot of people who I'm not, and I'm going to tell you why. One thing that I've noticed about myself is
with Stig.
I have this talent. Well, it's not a talent. I have this thing about me where people feel really comfortable telling me things. And I don't know why they feel like they want to tell me these things, but I know a lot of people who want to tell me things, right? And when people try to make me look bad online, I just tell their business. You're not going to try to make me look bad online. And it's not because I'm trying to tell your business because I'm trying to get back at you. I'm trying to show you that I was a good enough friend to you from the beginning. There's no reason why I could never. I'm always going to be a good friend. I've promoted so many people throughout this journey. I've supported plenty of people. I've heard there's been people who call me, who will call me fake, but get on the phone and tell me about their wives and how their wives should be deported because that's the law. I know people who are on X who said that, not their wives, but their wife's sister. I'm telling you, it's crazy, bro. Like, will call me up at 2:00 in the morning and say, "Hey, Rebirth, I know you're up, man. Hey, man, I gotta talk to you." And I'm like, "Yeah, what's up?" And he's like, "Yeah, man, my wife's sister, she's tripping because, she's saying that she's getting deported. And I keep trying to tell my wife that's the law." And all I could do when he said that shit, because he lives in a famous sundown town at that, all I could think about when he said that shit was, it used to be a law against
about
black
white?
people.
Is that guy white?
You know who I'm talking about, bro. We already talked about this. That's what I'm telling. That's what I'm telling Fat Jesus.
Hey, check this out. I just found this on fucking Google.
Oh, we're back again. We're back again.
Straight line.
Yeah, he came back.
What are you talking about? I've been back. Look at that straight line. Just in the middle of fucking South Africa, a straight line, a ridge. Look at that. And they're everywhere down there. Look at it. They're over here. They're over there. You see them everywhere in South Africa. I'm telling you, this is millions of years old, this stuff.
But that's what I'm saying is that, I mean, if it's
going on here,
if it's million years, see, this is what I don't understand about people. People say that there's no straight lines or no certain shapes on planet Earth and stuff like that. And I'm just like, how can you say that with a straight face? Like, you might not see it all the time, but
look at that. Look at these. Oh yeah, that's it. I was trying to show that earlier.
And what's wild is that they're finding
right there.
They're finding lines like this on Mars as well.
And by the way,
that's what's so interesting about Mars to me.
What about the circular column on Mars? The circular column that I saw. Look at this. And some of
I
it's
know we're kind
day.
of moving away from what we're talking about in Africa, but I just wanted to just throw that little segue about Mars because we had a podcast on that as well, didn't we?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think that's interesting. You brought that up
Catch me up on the podcast you guys did today. There was a couple things you were saying. Look at that straight line, though. Look at that right there. It's just like so straight. It's like, what the hell? Who did that? That's not natural. That ain't no fucking volcanic dike.
We would have to have like a geologist to jump in and talk to us on this, that knows everything about earthquakes and stuff like that, to have an idea of what's going on under the ground.
Look, there ain't a lot of people that talk about these lines. There's one guy in Colorado that says they're volcanic dikes. Then there's the one in Utah that says, oh, it's because of the salt. It's like, oh, blame it on the salt. But that doesn't add up. And they go on and on and on. These dikes are down in South Africa, and there ain't nobody down there talking about them. Michael Tellinger isn't even talking about these. And he's the guy. He's the guy down there. The guy. But these lines go all over. Look at him. Look at that one. Look at it. Look at it. There. These lines are not natural. Look at these 4 right there. You're going to tell me that's a natural, that comes from nature? Is it wind erosion, or is it water erosion, or is it none of the above? Those are ancient transport roads, and they go across South Africa, and nobody gives them any. Look at that. That's like a hub. That's like a transport hub to me. It goes across.
Mm-hmm. Now, if people are questioning about these lines in South Africa, there is a geological survey, one that is that has been posted, and it's not about South Africa; it's about East Africa and Northeast Africa, and they're talking about East Africa Rift System (EARS). The system acts like a long snacking scar that extends over 3,000 to 6,000 kilometers from a far region, an Ethiopian region, to Kenya and Tanzania. Has nothing to do with what Stig is talking about, which is completely off the wall different. So whatever Stig is talking about is not a continental split or from some geological plate tectonic or anything like that, because the real plate tectonic and the split in Africa is occurring all the way in the east. So just, it's that way that you guys don't feel like that whatever he's saying is completely off the wall. It's actually
the Orange River
here. What he's finding is absolutely something like ancient. These are like ancient roads or something that was left behind by an ancient civilization.
I think there were transport roads down there. And other places that
and if you guys don't believe that, then just go to Peru, because there's ancient roads built by the ancients all along the system of mountains, actual ancient roads with stones that glow in the freaking dark from the moonlight. So if you guys don't believe that, then you got to research the ancient roads in Peru as well. It's absolutely bonkers that you can't come to terms that these roads don't exist. They do exist. We don't use them anymore, because we fly all over the damn place. And soon we all going to have our own damn drone planes, because we're going to be flying with flying cars soon here. But my God, dude, I mean, I'm blown away. Stig, you are a wealth of information. You have blown me away. I'm sure Rebirth of the World is blown away by this information. I hope the chat is blown away and shares this with everybody and shares our damn chat, this video, and goes, oh my gosh, this is the best freaking video in the whole entire world, that they share this with everybody.
Because we have 50 viewers right now, 50 live viewers, it says.
Hell yeah, man. Because, we're talking facts here. We're showing to you. And from this, I hope everybody else start researching and looking at it and go, oh, my God, I think you're onto something. And we need to dive into this rabbit hole, because there's got to be more to it. We need to travel there. We need to do some more digging. I don't think there's enough universities doing some LiDAR or radar, deep radar penetration into the ground, because right now they're doing deep radar penetration in Egypt and all that stuff, because those are structures that have already been archaeologically dug, and for like 100 years, I mean, over 100 years, they have been doing stuff. But these are fresh, brand new places that nobody has been paying attention to, and we're just discovering them in 2026. Go ahead, Stig.
We've been ignoring it.
Let me ask y'all. Let me ask you first, Stig, and then Fat Jesus. I want you to answer. What is the biggest lie in history to you?
Wow, it's hard to say the answer to that because I think there's been.
I think the biggest lie is that our parents tell us that we're special.
I think religion is a big part of it.
Man, that's a good one. I don't think so. Why? Why religion? Why does everybody say religion is
well, which religion are you going to choose for that answer?
Whichever one is good with you. Whichever one basically floats your boat.
Like,
I think the biggest lie is that mommy says we're special and we're the only ones in existence in the whole universe.
Right.
Well, what is religion? Let's start with that. What is religion? I can't
exist with the Torah and my mommy.
What is religion? What's the definition of religion?
Did you see my slides earlier?
But what is your definition of religion?
The definition is okay. It's part of culture. Religion is culture, in my opinion. Just like language, and so
how is that? So how can culture? So how can
religion is culture?
So how can culture be the biggest lie then?
Well, it's not about a biggest lie. It's about control over that culture.
Yeah. So tell me what's the biggest lie?
To me, culture
I've seen it. I've memory. Seen it look, no. Let me say it. I'm just gonna say it. I'm more.
You say it, damn it! Come on.
The fucking call to prayer happens. Everybody's washing their feet. Everybody's walking towards the mosque. And it's like, well, where's your life? It's not here. We're doing this. That's the control.
Oh. That was vague, but yet truthful.
All right, what about you? What is the biggest lie for you? And well, you said your parents telling us that we were special.
I have thought about this so deep, went down the rabbit hole, and I also believe that religion was control in the earlier parts of my life, and I've been dealing with my demons on that, back and forth, and I believe that the government was control, and all this was political and religious. I also felt like there was like this whole blue beam thing with the aliens, the UFO, that was all, a form of control to make us believe in something that doesn't exist and things like that. I went through that process in my life. I've been through all these steps and processes of control. And then I came down to one determination, that our parents are they birth us with the idea in our minds that we're special. And that's where it all comes boiling down to, that they hold us as a baby and look at us and go, you're so special. You're just the most special human being. We're not gods. We're not. We keep telling ourselves that we're gods. We're made by gods and all that. We make ourselves so big. And then that's where all this information, we start emulating all our history, all our stories, that the universe is created like us. Like we're gods or something? What? Oh, the universe, it has a beginning and an end because we live and die. How are we emulating ourselves to the whole universe? Maybe the universe is unique on its own. Maybe it's forever. It is its own thing. It's not even us. It doesn't live or die. It just keeps going. Maybe we live and die, not the universe. We keep emulating ourselves on everything. And we create stories upon ourselves and then say everything else is like us. And we need to stop doing that. We need to stop being narcissists and become like biased, completely humble ourselves. And Jesus even says that, if you want to believe in Jesus, just go straight to the man himself. He says, be humble, if you want to believe in philosophy and all that stuff, there's people that just talk about that stuff. It says, humble yourself, man. And just don't believe yourself. That you're just special. If once you let go of that, try and meditate on that. I mean, and it's going to be hard, and just meditate and say you're not, and just listen to the silence around you. And it's hard to believe that you're not special because you want to find some specialness in this whole universe. You want to believe that you were created for some reason. But when you look into the universe and you feel like this tiny, there's billions of other Earths and stars and other planets, just like Earth, out there in the universe. Of course, you don't see them, you haven't touched them, you haven't been there. But if we exist, I'm sure they exist. If we are the extraterrestrials in the universe, obviously. If we exist, then obviously something else out there is going to exist, because we are the extraterrestrial to whatever else is out there. So that's how my philosophy works on that point. And I just hand over the platform to you guys.
I'm a Google Earther. I like looking at Google Earth. I'm showing right now stuff.
You are
Google
definitely
Earth.
a Google Earther. You believe the world is round for sure, because you keep going around in a circle on it.
That's another lie. So this is so funny that you bring that up, because that's a lot of people. We was talking about that earlier, and we was actually talking about the firmament and all this other stuff.
Yes, we were.
All that stuff is very important to understand what those words mean in those times and not in our times. So when people say the firmament of this time, it's probably 9 times out of 10 not the same as they were talking about it in ancient times. In ancient times, and mostly, well, let me ask you this. Let me ask you guys, what do you guys consider the firmament?
That was Fat Jesus.
I was trying to explain it to Stig what the firmament is. It's basically like a force field, like a ball, like you're in a fish bowl. Here's Earth, and there's a fish bowl all the way around that with no opening. And beyond that fish bowl is God. All things. We don't know what's on the other side, because we're not God. So basically heaven is on the other side of the firmament. And there are a good number of people that believe that we never made it to the moon. There's a good number of people that say that we're sending satellites out, but it has never been passed in the through the galaxy. There are people that really believe in that stuff, that we're just faking everything. We're just building a whole story. We're storytellers. NASA is a bunch of storytellers and creating a whole storyline of stuff, and that we're living a lie altogether, and that there's no satellites going outside of Earth. And the people that are up on the space station, could be a possibility. There is a space station up there, but it can't get past the firmament. It's just floating around up there.
Yeah, so like I always try to tell people, the firmament is not exactly what we call the atmosphere today, right? It was basically just an overlap with the ancient idea of the sky, so like the atmosphere or something like that, right? Some people can think of it like that, or clouds. When the ancients talked about the firmament, especially in the biblical sense, they were talking about I always mess this word up, but it's like the rakia or rakaya, Raqia, I think that's what it is. And it stretched out. It was basically something that stretched out or spread out. It was like the expanse of the earth. So basically, like I said, like something what some people would consider the atmosphere. Mm-hmm. Like you said, it was like some kind of heavenly expanse. That's why a lot of people was trying to, they say that we never left the firmament, but to leave the firmament, if you guys believe we went to the moon, then obviously we left the firmament, right?
Yeah. Unless the firmament includes the moon,
right? See, that's
how do you
screwed.
That's what I'm saying. How do you decide that? Well, there's really no way that you can decide that. But I can tell you from what I understand from my
religious people of the firmament,
the ancient people,
they'll keep expanding the firmament.
The firmament exists because
people say
you can have globes and spheres, and then a firmament which is flat.
Okay, I'm gonna put it into modern times to make this so you guys can understand what I'm trying to say. So think of it like this: they say that the ancient people thought this way back then, right? Well, 3,000 years from now, people are going to say in 2026, this is how people thought, and it's not the case. Think about it: as much as we are what people consider conspiracy theorists, or whatever the case may be, or whatever word they use, they had those people in the past too. That's why you have Gnostics. That's why you have the Illuminati. That's why you have the Knights Templar. That's why you have the Masons. That's why you have, the Skulls and Bones. You have all these different groups of people with their own set of knowledge. And the funny thing is a lot of people don't understand that everybody had their own ideas based off the technology that we had. So, you can have the Illuminati thinks this one way, the Masons think it this way, and then you have the Vatican, the church, thinking and it's a whole nother way, but they all probably believe the same thing. They're just using different ideas to convey that message. It's almost like what is the difference between the atmosphere and the sky? Well, the sky could be anything above your head, really, right? Or is there a certain, amount of feet in the air that you have to be, and all this other stuff? If you try to go, and this is what I'm doing right now, I'm trying to get my drone license. But when you look at the drone license, when you look at the top, the requirements and stuff like that to get the license, you look at the pamphlet. It doesn't matter how high that drone is. If it's flying, then it's considered in airspace, which is technically the sky. It doesn't matter if it's waist high on you. It's flying. It's considered airspace. You have to follow regulations, right? Like you can fly a drone for fun, but if you want to use it for commercial use and YouTube videos and all this other stuff, then you have to be a little bit more cautious with doing things. There's a very gray area. Some people say that you can still use it on your YouTube channel because of the fact that you're doing it for fun and it's not monetized. But as soon as it gets monetized, guess what? They say that it's just a whole, words mean are big in this world. And that's why people can go to court today and have an argument in court, and you can prove a crime either happened or a crime didn't happen. And as long as you have enough evidence and enough persuasion to get the information out there and find the truth, then anything can go one way or another, because the truth is just based on the interpretation of the person as receiving the information in the first place. Because the real truth is the ones who was there, and we'll never find it. That's why I think, in my eyes, I think that in reality, I really believe that anybody, because there's only a handful of people that talk about Atlantis. It's Randall Carson, Michael Donnellan, Jimmy Corsetti, and David Stig. And you guys are the only ones that I know that have been to certain places. Has Jimmy Corsetti ever been to the Azores or the Richat structure?
I don't think so.
No,
none of those people dare to go over there because they'll get arrested.
So you're the only one that's
the guy.
Yeah. And who's been to Azores? Who's all been to Azores? I know Randall Carson's been there.
went. I almost went. I was so close.
But who else went there?
And by the way, let's just be honest. Plato mentions the islands in the open sea, and the Azores are the islands in the open sea. But the real Atlantis is Morocco. The real Atlantis is the Atlas Mountains. The real Atlantis is probably modern day Mauritania.
But what you said, and just is for a fact, Jesus, you said their advanced technology was terraforming Earth.
Did I say that? I don't really agree with that. I think that they were doing mining and quarrying.
Yeah, terraforming.
They were doing
that's terraforming, ain't it?
These ridges are
Isn't
everywhere. Terraforming, yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Oh, I just didn't say that earlier. But yeah,
you said that on the you said that on the
terraforming.
Yeah.
I like terraforming. I like that word. Terraforming.
Yeah,
and people get confused. They're like, isn't that what happens on Mars? No, that's a different type of terraforming. Obviously, from the word terra.
I think you know what it could have been. I probably said that because I was talking about that one movie on Mars. Remember, Fat Jesus, when we was talking to Brian about Mars.
Can you share my screen while he's talking?
And
I'll share it. You gotta share it with me.
It's the same thing.
What do you want to share? Go down.
Go ahead.
Go down to the plus sign and share the screen. Is that you? Okay, there it is. Sorry.
Well, he's talking about the firmament. That's the picture of the firmament.
It says before remove other media from stream.
Okay. You gotta close the other ones that you have up.
It's just me. I'm just trying to cover me up. Hold on.
No, you gotta cover up your screenshots that you shared.
Oh, turn off my screen. Remove. There you go. Yeah. Okay, good. There we go. There you go. The Azores.
Right, you can keep talking.
Hey, by the way, this guy Matt is making a great point. King Azay of Atlantis is written by Plato. And yeah, he's 100% right. Let me get rid of his comment. But before we get rid of it, that's a great point, Matt. There were Islands in the open sea with names, and this is probably one of them. Okay, there you go. Sorry. Go on. Fat Jesus.
No, I mean we were listening to Rebirth. Here's an ancient look of the heavens.
See if you
and
can see if you can find Samuel Noah Kramer's version and compare that to that, because a lot of people don't understand that the Sumerians didn't think the earth was round or flat. They had a different concept.
This is what we were talking. We were talking to Damien. He said there was an ocean of heaven up above.
Yeah, that's what they because space has water in it. That's why they considered the ocean. That's called like primordial waters or something.
And then beyond the ocean of heaven is the heaven of heavens.
That's where you get the idea of the Enuma Elish with Tiamat. But yeah, go look up the Sumerian one real quick and see if you can bring that one up. That you'll see how almost close or identical it is.
All right. Well, I'll keep that up while we're at it with the 7 days. Which one is it? The Samaritan one?
Yeah, Sumerian. Yeah, Samuel Noah Kramer. He has one. He has one in one of his books that I have.
Samuel, what's his name again? Samuel
Noah, Noah
Kramer.
Kramer.
Is it K?
K. Yep, K. It should have his up on there. But yeah, he has a idea of it. I mean, I've already went over the books on my YouTube channel, so it's not hard to find. It's one of Samuel Noah's books, but I mean, you could probably easily just chat GPT and get you a good source from it on that, because I know most of his books, if not all of them, are available for PDF on archive.gov, if I'm not mistaken, or some of them are should be, at least. I know a couple of them are. But yeah, it's just crazy. Like I just really feel like if people really want to get to the truth, but see, how can you prove 100%? Because you see how everybody's mad at Felipe right now about the second Sphinx right now. So I mean, he says, what did he say? Like 105% or something? I know he said something over 100%, and a lot of people are upset that he said that. And I'm just like, yo, if I'm positive about something like 100%, and I'm trying to make a point, I'm definitely gonna say like I'm 120%, I'm 105%. But then they say you can't be 100 and nothing percent unless you have some kind of digging going on, some kind of excavation. And I'm wondering, do we really need to excavate something just to be sure that there's something under with all the technology that we have? What's the point of our technology if we can't use it mathematically like they tell us? You know what I mean? Like I don't understand it. Like I understand the whole fact is that people say, well, I want to see it with my own eyes, and that's the whole thing. And that's why we're digging up mummies right now. I'm displaying them in museums instead of letting them rest where they were buried at in the first place, which is so freaking disrespectful. I can't believe they still do that. They should just corner off those places so nobody can disturb them. But anyway, we've gotten to the point where we have to prove everything by eye of sight. Now, how do you prove something eye of sight to a blind man or a blind woman? How do you do that? How do you prove it to them? They can touch it all day, right? But if they ain't seen it with their eyes, how can you prove it? So what is really proof? What is really proof when it comes to that? How can you say that somebody's not confident enough to say something like I'm telling you, everybody that was at Cosmic Summit was all over Felipe. Everybody was all over him. I mean, everybody. Oh man, I like you, bro. I want to do a podcast. Oh man, you're so right, man. There's definitely tunnels and stuff under the pyramids. Yo, nothing this man said, first of all, is nothing that Herodotus didn't say first. Okay, Herodotus didn't talk about no second Sphinx, but he definitely talked about tunnels and structures and stuff under the pyramids. He definitely talked about that. Like, it's in the book. So when I hear people go to these conventions and everybody's sitting in an audience and they hear stuff like, yeah, there's tunnels and all kinds of stuff under the pyramids and blah, 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 blah. And they're like, yeah, man, we found something new. And I'm like, yo, you never read Herodotus' books, The Works? You didn't know this before? This information has been out. Why is it so hyped up now? The hype phase is over with. That was thousands of years ago. Where's the technology to verify this? And that's why I can't stand this whole damn content creating crap that's going on in this world today, because people really, really, really believe for some odd reason that all this stuff is new under the sun. I mean, it's crazy that people, when Felipe was, and I don't know, I think that's how you say his name, if I'm not mistaken, but when he was talking about that at Cosmic Summit and talking about the idea of that there was stuff under the pyramids and this, that, and third, I was literally sitting in my chair like, all these people are grasping and being like, wow. And none of them said Herodotus said it either. That's what really tripped me out, or at least I didn't hear it, because you could barely hear what he said, because it wasn't that loud. Like you could barely hear anything. If you wasn't right up on them, on some of the people, you couldn't hear anything really. But the point is that I just can't believe that people don't know these basic stuff. Like literally these basics. Like I've heard, like I get on Jimmy City a lot because he always puts up, oh, we have no idea how the pyramids were built. Yes, we do. We have hieroglyphs that show that they use sleds to move stone. Okay, interpret that how you want. Go read you a couple of symbols and some symbolism books.
How long would that take?
It doesn't. That's the point. People say it took 20 years to build. Right? It didn't take 20 years to build the pyramid.
It would take 20 years for us mere humans today to build it that long.
30 years to build the pyramid, according to Herodotus. It took.
I know our lazy ass would take us like 40 to 100 years.
We're comparing what we would do than what they would do. They had hundreds and thousands of people working. It literally Herodotus puts it in his books, how they built the pyramid. He gives you an example and gives you what they were told to him on how the pyramids were built.
What social media did they have to get these people to do all that stuff? Because, I mean, where were they giving them to make them all work for what? Nothing? What were they doing? What did they believe?
They were getting food. They was getting fed, and they was getting they. You could tell that they had beer, they had great food, and they weren't slaves.
So they were getting up in the morning, says, "Honey, I need to go to work," and now you guys are going to have some food. Or some of these guys were single, right?
Well, think about how it would happen today. How many people? And we all three of us were in the military. How many times have you been separated from your family?
I was separated since I was 19 years old from my family.
Do your job. So why even ask the question on the family part? They do the same thing we would do now. The same way the people built the Empire State Building, the same people that built the Eiffel Tower.
My father had me trained to be separated from him because he was separated from his family. His father taught him, and his father taught him at an early age. This is how men do, and then I taught my son to do the same thing too. You got to go on your own, and he did. And now he works for the state of Oregon. He's a very successful person. You know, he doesn't need me.
No, but
I mean, I'm there for him. I want to be part of his life, but you know,
my point is that all this stuff that we know, it's already in books. I'm telling you, I read stuff, and I don't know how it works out the way it works out, but I would see it online. People, I'm telling you, people only go to people that they like. It doesn't matter. I how many times have you heard somebody on social media say, I thought that person was my friend? I thought that person was my friend. Yep. You think everybody's your friend you meet online? You a damn fool. People are cutthroat. I've learned this place was a cutthroat when I found out most of these people do this as a business. Once you start I know what businesses do to each other. They're cutthroat. You know what I'm saying? We grew up in the era of McDonald's and Burger King making commercials against each other.
And look at the beliefs of these people in the past in comparison to the beliefs that we have today. They're more Christian, Catholic.
No, I think it's still the same.
Judaism. But do we truly believe in the firmament? or I mean, we're flying into space
You're asking
now.
an independent question. Do you believe in it? Because everybody else is going to have their own idea.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Are we still believing in this ancient ideology? And
What's
here
the
we are
ancient
watching
ideology,
rockets fly into space. They didn't have rockets flying into space, did they? Or did they?
Yes, they had what rockets were. The original word for rockets was an arrow. That's where the rocket comes from. When they used the word rocket, it was for the word arrow.
You heard that, everybody?
So we had rockets. That's why when I hear people talk about the Sumerians and the Anunnaki was shooting rockets at each other and stuff like that, yeah, they were. They were shooting arrows at each other. You can see it in the damn picture when they show it. You can see the bow. I'm not joking. This is the stuff I'm telling you. Man. I've gotten to the point where
hot air balloons exist back then too.
Why wouldn't it? Don't they have the type of gases on that side of the world? Ain't most of the hot air balloons? Sometimes can you thin out lambskin?
You think they had the technology and then they forgot about it?
Thin out lambskin. Can you use some kind of lambskin to do it?
Maybe, possibly. Maybe they forgot the technology, like we forgot how to go to the moon.
I don't think they forgot the technology, because if they forgot the technology, then why do we have it now?
I mean, no, we have it now because we reinvented it again because we're humans. That we found the chemicals and we built it again.
We have better materials to build better things though, because of trade.
True.
You know what I'm saying? You can go to Africa right now and people will say Africa doesn't have nothing nice, but you'll see people making things out of nothing. Go to Cuba right now and see how they're still driving their old cars.
Mechanical machines that they had back then. Maybe they didn't have those after they were destroyed. And then all of a sudden it took a while for us to rebuild those machines.
Yeah. What I'm saying is that first of all, it depends on how long evolution and how long it took us to get to where we're at. I think
civilian evolution.
I really believe that we could be not wiped out, but we could be wiped out to the point where we have to start all over again. I believe we could start over. Like all the towers go messed up.
The evolution of society. That's what we're talking about.
But see, not even really that.
Not human evolution, but societal evolution. Like
they say that humans go back 3-4 million years. Australopithecus, afarensis,
we're not talking about DNA, like the destruction of humans. We're talking about the society.
I'm going to start talking about DNA. This is where I think, because when it comes to DNA, a lot of people say we have a lot of stuff in our DNA that we don't know about. And I really feel like DNA plays a really big part in our evolution that, after a while, so like, say I never use a certain organ or something, right? And then my DNA records that and it passes on to my next kid. And my kid doesn't use that organ, and the DNA records that and passes on to their kid, and the organ doesn't get used in that kid, and then that DNA gets passed on to the next kid. Then eventually the DNA is going to say, fuck it, I'm tired of holding on to this damn information. We're just going to wipe this organ out for the next species, right? So the next species, the DNA genetically modifies itself. It says, all right, we're going to get rid of this organ. We're not going to use it anymore. And then the body says, well, we can't get rid of it.
I have 2 of the same organs right now in my body. I have 2 stomachs from bariatric surgery.
And it says, well, the body says it's impossible to get rid of it, DNA, because we need it for structural reasons, but we will make sure that it's no longer in use. So no energy is put into it as much. Like the pancreas, for instance, right? Or something like that, right? And then, generations, the DNA just records it and says, okay, we'll keep this like a cloud system if we need to go back to that time frame to use it. You see what I'm saying? Like a cloud system in our computer. You put you have the cloud on your computer, but it's not necessarily needed or used until you open it, and sometimes you have to go and download the file all over again, and that's the generational evolution of how we came to be. I mean, I don't know, man. There's so many theories, man.
How do you know that our government is not genetically altering certain beings that they just come from us,
They
so
do.
that they can fly certain
people.
aircrafts to go through certain spatial anomalies, such as wormholes and things like that. We know that our bodies can't withstand certain travels through wormholes. Like,
listen,
we're not made to do that stuff.
What does the government consider a human? First of all, let's start there. What does the government consider a human? Do you know?
No.
Okay, so
tell us.
We're going to just make a quick scenario just in case, just to keep it similar. So say like the government says you have to have a heart, right? You have to have an heart, not an artificial heart, because an artificial heart doesn't means you're artificial, but you have to have a heart, a real live breathing heart. Okay, if the government can create a human, like anatomically type human without a heart, but still use the brain, still use all its functions. The only thing that it doesn't have is a heart, and you just pump blood through it using a machine of some sort, then that human is no longer, or that whatever it is no longer considered a human. So now you're able to do whatever experimental things you want to do on that. Okay. Anything you want, because it's not considered a human.
Yeah.
So there's a gray area for everything. And that's why when I tell people to think outside the box, I'm just like, let's think about this for law's sakes. If we
that's why all these missing scientists are missing now, because maybe they're trying to whistleblow on these aliens, or not so alien, probably. Who knows?
Well, I don't believe that, because most of those people who passed away were either mentally unstable, an unfortunate event.
How do you know?
And death, and they were old. How do I know?
How do you know?
Some of them were 90 years old,
maybe it's Project Bluebeam. Maybe they want to make us think that they're mentally unstable. I mean, the government has all the power in the world to write the book on them.
Let's look at it like this. Okay, we know what mental instability looks like. I have mental issues because of my TBI.
We all have mental issues,
right? Yeah, right. So
I don't.
Yeah, everybody does.
That's the guy. That's the guy that has the.
but let's look at it like this.
The guy that doesn't say he doesn't.
Let's look at it like this. You can't look at somebody and say they have mental issues, but you can definitely look at somebody if they have financial issues. What does financial issues always bring? Some kind of stress, right? Which later brings in anxiety and depression, which is a mental problem, right? A mental illness issue right now, right? You know, depression and all this other stuff. So you don't have to have a lifelong feeling of that. So we'll go with what happened to David Wilcock. A lot of people said that he was in financial problems and that he wasn't getting the love that he used to get.
We all have financial problems, don't we?
Yes, but some people can't. Some people have more financial problems than others. Like serious. And some people don't know what to do. And the government doesn't help. Sometimes their mental illnesses get in the way. Like with David Wilcock, like I said, the guy that died, the UFO guy, they say that
I always wonder, these people, they travel all over the world, and I'm like, where are they getting the money to do all this stuff?
Listen, this is what I'm trying to tell you. This is why I've been telling you, and that's why I've been telling Stig too. And Stig kind of agrees with me on this now. First of all these people who do these conventions, they put an investment into it, meaning that they're hoping for a big turnaround. They put a big amount of money in it, right, to get these big famous.
They're gambling.
Yeah, basically. And then they get a big turnaround. Where do they try to get their big turnarounds from? Well, guess where the best ways to promote your stuff for free? What's the best way to promote your stuff for free?
The internet.
But what's the best way? Getting other people.
You mean like physically besides the internet?
Getting other people to do it for you, right? For free.
Oh yeah. So getting us to do it for them, right?
Part of your investment is getting different podcast individuals, right? From different places, right? People who are just coming up, some people who are you've probably known, friends of friends, and so on and so forth. So you start doing podcast discussions with them. They start promoting your convention. So now you don't have to pay nothing for ads, right? And what do most of these people in this community are? They're friends, right? What do friends usually want to do?
Rubbing elbows from the beginning.
But what do most of these friends want to do eventually? Meet up with each other. Why? Because they have nothing else to do. And this is something they enjoy. True. So they go. Then they become more friends. So now you done turn 20 people into 100 people to promote your live stream.
1,000 people.
To 1,000 people to watch those streams.
Yep.
Now the next year when you do it, you're not going to have to come out of too much out of pocket to these guests, because guess what? They're going to want to come in and ride off the.
Next thing you know, you're in Sedona.
Yeah, and then next thing you know, and you hear the same.
Hey, Sedona.
How many times can you hear Randall Carson talk at a convention, or Billy Carson, or any of these individuals that go to these places and say the same thing? How often? You can do it as many times as you want, because like I said, most people will go to a concert and listen to their favorite artists over and over again. So when you build your popularity off your team or off your stream, and you make it a business, now it becomes with, okay, I can't let the next guy cut into my cash. This dude tells me there's no such thing as a Planet Nibiru. I know what I said. Most of my followers believe it. There ain't no way in hell I'm going to go back on that. Why? Because it cuts into the money. It cuts into the business. It comes into followers, right? Because once you admit that you're wrong, nobody wants to believe anything you say in the future.
Yeah, I mean, I went to a convention in Phoenix, Arizona, and Childress did not like what Professor Ed Casa and I had to talk about with tridactyls, the 3 fingers, 3 toes, and he just like whatever, and you know, he just moved along, and we didn't fit the bill. We didn't fit his conversations. He didn't. He didn't. We didn't fit into his storyline or his books, so we couldn't meet his with anything. So he didn't even pay too much attention to us. It's like he just moved along. But everybody that was there for the convention stopped at our booth, listened to our own private convention. We had our own private convention we had our music, we had our speakers, we had our own little miniature convention with the wall in the background. We had videos and everything popping up. Bro, we were going off. You know,
I tell you, I told Stig this. They don't respect him. And I can tell you right now,
they were surprised that we did all that. They thought we were just going to be like a little table going, hey, look at check out our information. Here's our little flyer. Here, take this. That's all they thought we were going to do. No, we brought technology. We brought all this stuff. We popped off. Like we invented a convention inside a convention. They were like, oh shit, we're not going to invite these people again. And that's what happened.
You know, I'm going to tell you, I went to him because I wanted to try it out. I wanted to see what the fuss was about. I heard him on X all the time. People talking about contact in the desert and this, that, and third.
But contact in the desert happening here, man. I'm gonna go. I'll be in contact in the desert this year.
And then they said,
right here where I'm at. Right here.
Let's go.
And then I hear people talking about, you know, and then I heard about I was wondering at the time, why is there not something like this on the East Coast? And there in New York and stuff like that. But in this community, in this community, if you have, how can I say it? Who's an academic scholar that's close to Randall Carson? Do you believe that's respected out there? Do you know any?
But what is his
that is a big name? That's a big name?
Yeah, like
what qualifications does Randall Carlson have? He's a hippie, self-admitted hippie.
No. But I'm just saying, like, how when I go to these conventions,
I don't off his rails now.
Yeah, he don't. I think Stig has a right to be upset. And I'll tell you right.
Well, Stig lives out there. He's right next door to Randall Carson. He just walks over, gives him some sugar.
I'm not gonna say I'm not saying towards Randall Carson. I'm talking about in the whole industry. Period. He's been doing this for years, like for years. He is the only person that have been to the Rich Hat structure 3 times, and that is one of the famous spots for Atlantis. Everybody talks about that. I'm not sure why Joe Rogan had Jimmy Corsetti and Dandy Duncan on there talking about Atlantis and all this other stuff when you have the man that's been there from the Rich Act structure there.
He wasn't.
Like
because
this
Danzy
whole
Dunker wasn't
community,
talking about
and I'm telling you,
Atlantis.
these people talk so much shit about each other.
Because they're
Nobody
probably
reads
paying
Plato.
Joe Rogan to have them on the show. That's why.
Listen, and Stig, you listen to. I'm telling you, give it about 2 or 3 more years. The people you think are cool with each other now, they're gonna hate each guts. You could see it right now, bro. Look what happened
Already right now. I'm already seeing it right now.
Look at Jay Anderson too. People are attacking.
You know what? Next year, I'm gonna hate both of you dudes.
Are you really? I'm going to go to your show, and I'm going to heckle the hell out of you if you hate me.
I mean, like, how dare you even be my friend? I can't.
I just don't look. I don't take this shit serious. I do this because it's fun.
Give you content.
Matter of fact, listen. I'm going to say this right now since we're live, and I should have said this earlier. So I'm going to do my own narrating for my videos from now on. I'm not going to use AI or artificial or any stuff. I tried all that stuff because I had a lot of stuff going on, meaning that I was trying to do a lot of projects by myself. So me and Fat Jesus, we're going to do the show together. I'm going to only focus on what I've learned from reading this book, but I'm not going to go over every single book. So I'm going to give everybody the opportunity. I have a list on my website that has about 500
We
of
are
my
the books a million.
Yeah, I have about 500 books on my website that I listed on there that I've read multiple times. I've read thousands of books in my lifetime, but these are books that I call, dear to my heart, that I really like, and I'm always updating. So what I'm saying is, I'm not going to try to do a book all the time. Like my next book that I'm doing on my series is this book right here. Me and Fat Jesus are going to talk about this, and
we are going deep, aren't we?
And so in my boots on ground, and that's it. That's all my videos for my boots on ground, this, and then me and Fat Jesus discussions, because I want to have time to narrate my stuff. So this video that I'm doing now is on Susie King Taylor. It's a local slave that was here who was a nurse and teacher and reader and writer, and she was mad young when she learned and did all this stuff. So local hero, I guess you could say. So I did it at my first show on her because I'm going to start doing my own documentary and stuff. So yeah, I just feel like I do this because it's fun for me. That's all it is. This is just nothing but fun to me. I like getting on here having discussions. I'm not sleeping. It's 2:00. When we get off of here in the next 5-10 minutes, I'll probably play a video game or read a book or something. I'm more than likely to play a video game, probably Red Dead Redemption. But
Red Dead Redemption, blah, blah.
This is just fun to me. Everything that I do is just literally.
You know
fun.
what game I'm playing right now, guys?
All this equipment that
Windrose.
all this equipment that I bought is literally just for fun. I like being in nature. I love history. I've read plenty of books of all kinds of subjects, like literally. On my X account, you go to my X account, I literally prove it. My Facebook account, I just started going back on there, sharing that stuff. It was more private back then, but I'm trying to tackle 2 communities at one time now. I wrote a book, became a bestseller. You know what I'm saying? Where's my book at? Do I got a copy with me? Yep, I sure do.
Don't make me go get my book.
Journey through the origins of history. I'm a bestseller. So all this is fun. I've had people attack me, talk about me, do this, that, and I'm just like, yo, if I was famous, this would be even more fun because I would have people approaching me on my face and I'd be like, yeah, boy, you know what I'm saying? Put them gloves on. You know what I'm saying? But it's just, it's just, I love doing this. People do a lot of attacking, and I'm not sure why. I think it's funny only because like I said, I grew up watching Jerry Springer, and this shit was funny to me. Murray, Ricky Lake.
That was some crazy times with Jerry Springer, wasn't it?
Was it Jesse
Raphael? That's
Sally
why
Jesse.
No, I model myself from
Sally Jesse Raphael.
Yeah. I model my podcast after her. Yeah, these glasses. I wear these specific glasses because she wore the red ones. I wear the white ones. These are I picked these. It took me 6 months to find the right, and so I decided to go with aviators because aviators are really popular and throughout time, like Tom Cruise and all that. And it was hard to find them. You cannot find white aviators. White aviators are the most difficult to find, and they're too thin. If you wear a thin white aviators, people can't see them. It's not white enough. So I wanted something thick and white, and I found it. Good luck in finding these. These they don't sell them anymore.
Man, I'm telling you, man, like I just love.
These are actually Star Wars too.
They're what?
Star Wars aviators.
Oh, shit.
These are
that might be a classic, bro.
They're called the Stormtroopers.
That might be a classic right there.
It is. I mean, I wish I would have bought 2 of them. I was so dumb to just only get one.
Yeah,
wow, gentlemen! Right now, I'm looking at the time. It's 1:59. Yeah. We've been doing this for 2 hours.
We could go on for 2 more hours if we wanted to.
Obviously, I just might not be in the picture because I usually it's like what here in LA.
I love you guys. I love the fans. I love everybody on the Stig Show. You guys are beautiful.
Hey, everybody! Right now, let's shout out our channels. So everybody who's listening,
FatJesusLive.com.
FatJesusLive.com is your domain.
Yep, that's my domain. All my channels are on there.
Rebirthoftheword.com. You see, I'm telling you, Steve, you got to move up, man. Do you pay for your domain?
I got my DavidStigHansen.com.
Do you pay for your domain?
Yeah, David Stig Hansen, my name. But I'm going to change it up. I'm going to put some camping and some little umbrellas and some sweet shit.
Hey, Fat Jesus, you pay for your domain?
Yeah, I do. Yep. Yeah. I pay for it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You pay for it, it shows up on the archives.
You only have to pay for it for 3.
When you die.
Mine is paid for 8 years, 10 years.
Yeah, you don't have to pay for it, but for so many years. Like mine is up for I renew mine every 3 years.
Yeah, mine is paid for a long time. I'm in it for the long haul, baby.
Yeah,
I'm expensive. I'm paying $20 a year per domain.
Hopefully I'll have the opportunity to say on my deathbed, hey, buy that website for the next 20 years. I don't want that shit to go nowhere.
It doesn't matter. It goes on the the Internet Archives. It's there.
Rebirth, I got you, bro. I'll be selling your shit for about $1 million.
All right, guys. Are we out? Are we out, right? 2 hours. We out. I love you. I'm going straight for the bed. Last words, everybody. Fat Jesus.
You ain't going to bed. You can be researching like a mother.
Can y'all hear that?
Yeah, we got the drums.
It sounds good. What about this?
A quack. Was that a fart?
Just a little quack.
Did y'all hear
that? Do it again.
Yeah. Oh, he'd be cursing.
No, can y'all hear that? How loud is that?
That was.
It's all right. It's not that loud to me. We'll find out later.
No, I need to know so that way when I do this,
it needs to be louder though.
Yeah,
that one's good.
That's loud. That's loud.
It needs to be longer.
So this one is good.
No, well, I mean, it needs to be longer. It has to have a little bit of a.
What about this
needs to go.
What about this one?
Not everything's aliens.
Did y'all hear it?
Not everything.
Not everything.
Yeah, I heard that. Not everything is aliens.
Not everything.
That one's really good. That's your voice.
Not everything is aliens.
Not everything is aliens. What if the person you're talking to on your podcast is an alien pretending to be?
So I'm going to add other ones.
There's an end stream button. I'm looking at the end stream button. I'm about to press it.
All right,
last word, folks.
Press it, fool.
It's happening. Yeah, I'm getting press it. Last word.
Press it, man.
Good night. I'm pressing. I gotta find my mouse. Hold on. It's happening. Good night, all. Y'all have a good evening.
How dare you press
and don't ever call me while I'm sleeping. That's not that.
I don't remember what that's from. From what shower? Press the damn button.
Press the damn button.
Oh, there's an outro. Love it. Bye.
Outro.